All right. Well, I guess we can get started. So I don't know if you guys know, but it's National American Cheese Month. So we thought it would be fun to do a cheese tasting from cheeses that come from Parish Hill Creamery out in Westminster. I have a smoky fermented cashew cheese that I made too for us to try, and we're going to be making this mozzarella. Of course, this is called an easy mozzarella, 30-minute easy mozzarella. It is not 30 minutes, and it's not easy. It's compared to the normal way to make mozzarella and some of the other cheeses, it is easier. It took me 4 tries before I got it right. I've done it successfully 3 times now, so we're hoping for the best today. By the end of an hour, I hope we can try it. So if you weren't here, I had to start heating up the milk a little bit early. We do this low and slow. We need to get it up to 90 degrees, but we don't want to scorch the milk. We don't want to go too fast or it'll break up the proteins. I have added citric acid mixed with water into the milk. The citric acid lowers the pH of the milk itself, and that helps it form curds better. The milk I'm using is from Manning Hill Farm. It's vat pasteurized. Vat pasteurized milk is pasteurized at a much lower temperature, so it's 143 degrees for about 6 hours. Regular milk that you get in the store that's pasteurized should be heated up to around 165 degrees. I'm told we can use that, but I did not have success with it myself. And you never can use ultra high pasteurized or UHT milk. It's heated up to 212 degrees, and that breaks down the proteins and curds can't form. You end up with something that's like a farmer's cheese that maybe will stick together, but they are really, really tiny curds. So we're doing this low and slow. I have my instant read thermometer that I'm using. The citric acid itself does form these little lines of curd in the milk. All right. Oh Lordy, I'm going to turn this down slightly. We're up to about 80 degrees here. Let's see. So there are 3 important things to remember when you are making this cheese. First, of course, like we just talked about, you don't want it to be pasteurized at a really high temperature. So yeah, vat pasteurized. You want to make sure you calibrate your thermometer. Temperature makes a huge difference with this. I didn't calibrate mine the first time, and I ended up with something like small curd cottage cheese. I don't know. I mean, ultimately it came together, but it was very crumbly. It was weird. If you heat it up too much, it gets rubbery and firm. So if you don't heat it up enough, maybe you end up with a cream cheese if you're lucky. So yeah, make sure your thermometer is calibrated. Also, you need to make sure the rennet isn't expired. So I use liquid rennet. We'll get to that here shortly. I had used expired rennet the first time. My mom gave me a cheese making kit to try this, and I didn't check the expiration date. It had expired about 6 years ago. It didn't do anything bad to the cheese, but the rennet was taking forever to work. So something that should have taken 15 or 20 minutes tops, I let it sit for a total of like 20 hours before it finally formed curds. So yeah, make sure your ingredients aren't expired. Should be common sense. As I said, I had a few failed attempts at doing this. I took a lot of notes so I could get it right, but a few failed attempts. We might just about be there. very close. I'm going to turn it down a little bit more. I'm going to actually heat it up to 95 degrees just because I know with this brand of milk, a little bit warmer is actually better. So I had tried, my first success was with a farm out of the Northeast Kingdom called, let's see, Sweet Rowan Farm. And I'll tell you a little bit about them later. It's kind of a neat little farm. But the most success I had, the best cheese was with the milk from Putney Hill Farm. They use Dutch belted cows. They're the ones that look like Oreo cookies. You know, like they have the white stripe through the middle of their body. Their milk is naturally homogenized. So the fat globules are naturally smaller, and they combine better with the rest of the milk. Like the cream has a better, more opportunity to stay within the curds. If you try using homogenized milk from the store, again, technically it should work. In my experience, it really doesn't work that well. You have to add calcium chloride to build the proteins back up, and it won't stretch the way it's supposed to. So yeah, Dutch belted cows are apparently the best ones to use for this recipe. So that's what we're going with today. The farm is in Winchester, New Hampshire. I haven't been to it yet, one of these days. So the temperature is right where we want it. We're going to take it off the heat. I have double strength rennet in here. Because it's double strength, I need to have the amount that we use. So normally you would use a quarter teaspoon of liquid rennet and a quarter cup of water. Because it's double strength, we're just doing 2 tablespoons here. So we're
What is rennet?
I don't really know.
Oh, sorry.
I can find out for you. I don't remember what it is. And I'm just going to double check the temperature again before I put that back on. I mean, it was looking good at the top, so it should be fine now.
And that's going in the milk.
That went in the milk. We stirred it up. I'm supposed to stir it for 30 seconds. Sorry. So what happens, I get talking too much. I'm counting, so I'm just being quiet. Okay, I think we can call it good. We just need to make sure it's incorporated. I just had a little curd already forming on my thing. So we're gonna cover that and ignore it. Let me write down the time here. 3:12. So we'll check this. We'll check this every 5 minutes to see if any curds have formed. In the meantime, so let me see. We're gonna try the smoky fermented cashew cheese. This stuff is fun. It's made with, let's see, probiotics, nutritional yeast, Himalayan salt, coconut cream. I promise you can't taste it. It doesn't taste like coconut cream. So coconut cream and, of course, cashews and a little bit of liquid smoke. We mix everything together in a blender until it's nice and smooth. Put it into a container on the table, loosely covered with a dishcloth, and you let it ferment for 16 hours. Then you take it out of that container, and you're supposed to press it into a cheese mold. I don't have cheese mold, so I used a plastic container that was lined with cheesecloth, and you know, we have these lovely misshapen discs. They're kind of discs. They want to be discs, but they're not. Like they're close enough, right? They're not homogeneous. And after 2 or 3 days, well, not after 2 or 3, after 24 hours, yeah, I guess 24 to 72 hours in the refrigerator, it's ready to eat. It keeps fermenting in the fridge. So yeah, after you put it in the containers, you put it in the refrigerator wrapped in cheesecloth that should dry it out more, and then it's good to go. It can be frozen. Yeah, it isn't bad. I tried it to make sure it was good and I wasn't going to kill everybody. And it's good. So yeah, I'll have Carrie get that. Let's see. Undisturbed. Okay. All right, so I might as well talk a little bit about the Parish Hill cheeses while we do this. So you can do more than that. I have another. I have another one. So we have 3 cheeses from Parish Hill. This gourd-looking one is called Suffolk Punch. I'm told the rind is edible. I don't know that I would try it. It's hard. As it ages, the rind gets harder and it gets a lot more pungent. One day last week, I went to make sure that it was good, right? Like I took a whiff of it and it reminded me of a barn. I investigated. That's normal. Like that's normal for the rind of this. So I'm not too keen on trying something that has that smell to it. So Suffolk Punch is a classic pasta filata cheese made by stretching lactic fermented curd in hot water until it forms its shape. It's modeled after caciocavallo, a traditional Italian cheese that is famous for having been tied at the ends of long rope and then hung over a rod to age, like saddlebags thrown on the back of a horse. So they just tie it right here on either side and it hangs. That's why it looks the way it does. During at least 2 months of aging, the gourd-shaped cheeses are rubbed with olive oil and polished to create an edible rind. With a firm and smooth interior when young, Suffolk Punch becomes increasingly flaky and drier with age. Some versions are aged more than 6 months. Flavor is buttery and tangy, developing peppery notes over time. So we'll see how true that is. All right. Then we have Humble. I'll open up this little bag here. Oh. Humble looks a lot more normal. It's a chunk of a cheese wheel. Oh, crying out loud. All right, so this is Humble. So it looks a lot more normal, right? Like it's just a chunk there. Humble is a small format monastic tom. Tom emerged a while back, sometime during the late Middle Ages and early Renaissance period, as a solution for farmers who had leftover skimmed milk after finishing their butter production. A small format monastic tom is a compact artisan-style version of a tom made in a small wheel or wedge to be more portable and easier to serve. Young Humble is pudgy, bright, and nutty with an edible golden-hued rind formed through frequent washing with hard cider that Parish Hill Creamery spontaneously ferments up on Parish Hill. And they said this little Dickens grows bolder as it ages. Ripening reveals vegetal notes and an earthy funk. So we'll see. That's quite the description, right?
There's a lot of work making cheese.
Wait till you hear their process, my lord. So they're dedicated. I'll just say that. Yeah. They're dedicated. All right. So the last one we'll be trying from them is West Blue. You can probably guess it's a blue cheese.
Oh, yeah.
So, we don't want blue cheese in our burner. So this is West Blue. All right. You can see all the little moldy bits in there. All the moldy bits. It's made in the style of a 2-curd gorgonzola, meaning that it's made from 2 separate cheeses made over 2 days. The first day's curd rests overnight And at the end of the second day's make, these color, more acidic curds are mixed with the freshly made warm curds. It's a more traditional method of production that is rarely used due to the long and labor-intensive process. The cheese is aged between 5 and 10 months. Cream colored with blue veining, West Blue smells sweet and slightly pungent with notes of flowers. Paste is soft and velvety with a slight crunch from the blue mold and a texture that melts in the mouth. On the palate, an initial hit of sharpness dissipates into a mushroomy, rounded earthiness. Strong yet balanced salty and sweet flavors dominate, with additional notes of grass, barnyard, and burnt sugar. So these are the descriptions from Parish Hill site. I haven't tried these. I don't know that I would be able to describe cheese that much. I would just be like, it's good. It tastes, it's like cheese.
So this first one was, I just let him know that it was the cashew cheese.
Yeah, so that first one that you're trying now is cashew cheese. Tastes like cashews. But there's a lot more to it. Okay, so this is the one I'm gonna cut up.
Okay, and how's time for?
Time, yeah, I can check it. We're still looking good. All right, so it's never happened in less than 15 minutes.
Okay.
So I'm gonna cut into this curd. It's not ready yet, but it's still going. So let's see, that was 320. It is starting to firm up a little bit, just not quite. It's only been 8 minutes. All right, I'm gonna put it back on here out of my way.
Okay. Do you need a plate for the cheese?
I will just cut it right here for now.
Okay. And should I put the sample of the rest on one plate?
Yeah, put them all together. Well, this is what the Suffolk punch looks like inside. I don't know how well you guys can see that.
He cut off his head.
Yeah. Actually, do you want to bring that around for them to smell? Oh lordy, this
They
is.
smell. We don't have to eat.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so there's a. I'm having Carrie bring around a piece for you guys to smell, so you can see how pungent it is. One of the ladies next door walked into my office while I was smelling this cheese. I was really smelling the cheese. I had it, right up there. And she just kind of gave me this look like, okay. I'm like, this smells really weird. You want to smell it?
We won't eat this because everyone's nose is going around it.
Yeah.
Won't sneeze on it.
Okay.
Smells too bad.
Right? It's not too bad. It actually smells better than it did a week or two ago. Smells a lot nicer.
I can see why you say it smells a little bit like
Barn, yeah. It does, yes.
Did you have a piece?
No, I smelled it though. I'm just gonna set this over here.
This one actually isn't too bad to cut. Okay, let's see. How many people do we have?
14, 15, 16 people, I think.
Okay. 5, 6,
15. Sorry. And then this was the other.
Did you get to visit when they made cheese?
I did up in Grafton, yeah.
Right down.
I almost got a job at a Grafton Cheese.
These two are different, right? One's the blue and one's the
Yes,
one. Okay.
yeah. So it's the blue that's humble.
And then cut the rind off of it.
No. Yeah, don't use the rind on that one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, I have 2 extra pieces. I'm just gonna stick this on a
Yep.
plate.
And then I'll divvy it up.
Yep. And we'll put these aside. Okay, let me check on this now. It's only been a couple more minutes. Oh, yeah, we're getting there. So close. What we're looking for is for my knife to come out clean and to see a clear separation. The curd ends up being looking like a custard, like that kind of thickness. And in the pot, when I cut it with the knife, it starts spinning. Like it'll start in a big lump, just start turning, and you can see almost like a water line around the edge, and that's the curds in the whey separating. So we are just about there. That was 3:24. So it's been 12 minutes. We are right on schedule with it. Like it's moving along the way it has in the past, so I'm pretty happy right now. Relief. Okay. Let's see, what else can I tell you guys? All right, so about a little bit about Parish Hill Creamery. They're located in Westminster West, right on Patch Road. They've won international awards and have consulted on cheese making with producers around the world. Pete Dixon, the man behind Parish Hill Creamery, earned an agricultural degree from UVM, worked with some of the best known cheesemakers in the state, and traveled around the world as a consultant for the U.S. Department of Agriculture. It was during one of his trips to Macedonia, where he worked with local cheesemakers who only used raw milk and natural culture, that Dixon decided to bring these traditional cheese-making methods to the United States. They get cow milk from Elm Lee Farm at the Putney School, just up the road from the creamery. Students from the school work barn and farm jobs there as part of the Putney School work program. In 2025, they started making sheep milk cheese with milk from nearby Wild Shepherd Farm. Cheese is made only when the herds are outside grazing on pastures. The wild bacteria, which only live in the culture and the raw milk, change as the grass grows through the seasons and produce flavors that are unique to this corner of southeastern Vermont. The flavors from the finished cheeses vary slightly each year depending on weather conditions. Their starter cultures are made from the milk of 4 individual cows. The herdsmen chose Helga, Abigail, Clothilda, and Sonia for their health, their components, and their disposition. They have names. They make cheese entirely by hand, from picking up milk at the farm to fermentation and flocculation in the vat, through hooping, salting, flipping and washing, brushing and hanging, and ultimately readying for market. So they make natural cheese. Natural cheese is any cheese that's made with raw milk from cows that graze on open pastures and which uses natural culture. And according to the American Cheese Society, Parish Hill is the only cheese company in the United States that produces cheese exclusively using natural methods. There are other companies that have natural cheese, but they also use laboratory culture or pasteurized milk in some of their products. The cheese ages in a repurposed root cellar, and there's another room that was built specially for Parish Hill Creamery. So the root cellar, years ago, another award-winning cheesemaker from Westminster poured a floor to age Vermont Shepherd in the cellar. Since then, thousands of pounds of cheese have aged there as well, included cheeses from Consider Bardwell Farm, Westminster Artisan Workshop, and the range of Parish Hill Creamery offerings. All right, let me check this one more time. We should be just about there. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna go for it. So I'm cutting this into 1-inch checkered pattern, or approximately 1 inch. Not really being too careful about it. So we're just gonna cut that. Unfortunately, I can't pull the cheese out the curds out to show you guys.
Those are the other 3 kinds that she talked about.
Okay.
Well, there we go. So it's kind of, it just kind of looks like melted butter at the moment, or like a melted cheese from a grilled cheese. Now that we've done that, we are going to heat this back up again. And now we are going to, let's see, we're going to 105 degrees.
Yes.
And during this part, we kind of stir gently and slowly to make sure the heat evenly distributes. And we go in an up and down motion. We don't spin it. We go kind of up and down. It's a bit gentler. Make sure you get the stuff from the bottom to the top, and it breaks up some of those curds. We don't need them quite this large. Like when I cut it, then it's up to here. So I mean, we're only going this way. We're not cutting down here. So this process kind of helps that a bit. Let's. Yeah, 105. So I'll share with you about the other farm, because it is kind of neat. So up in the Northeast Kingdom, they have a Sweet Rowan farmstead in West Glover. They use Vermont Heritage lineback cows, or Randall linebacks. Those are the cows that have a black strip running down their back. They usually have other spots like cows do, most cows do, but they are known for that one black stripe down their back. So let's see, they are one of America's last surviving landrace cattle breeds. A landrace is a local variety that develops primarily by natural processes to adapt to the specific environment in which it lives. So these cows were specifically raised to live in Vermont. This is opposed to a formal breed, which is deliberately and selectively bred to conform to a pre-existing set of formal standards. Like maybe you want a cow that produces more beef or more milk. Let's see. So the Randall lineback is one of the most endangered bovine breeds in the United States. In fact, Vermont will actually pay people to raise Randall linebacks. There's a woman across the way whose brother has a few in the area. Let's see, so Sweet Rowan Farm rotates their cows in the pastures every 12 hours. And my understanding is that's quite unusual. I don't know because I've never owned cows. They use a wood-fired creamery to vat pasteurize their milk. And they use the ashes from those fires combined with manure to fertilize their fields. Let's see. Their milk is less homogenized, so Randall linebacks, their milk is a little more normal, so it has a higher, like the larger fat globules in it. A lot of the cream separated when I was doing this. So I feel like I lost a lot of flavor. It would be great to use it as whey, like the whey, but yeah. Wasn't quite as nice. Let's see. And they also make their own cheeses. So the first chance I get, next time I'm up in that area, I'm stopping by their farm so I can try it out. Like I definitely want to support them given how kind they are to their cows. Yeah. All right. So now, yes. Now we're going to get this to 105.
No, one in like this one.
I'm smelling so many different cheeses right now. It's really wild to be standing over this and smelling those. Yeah, it's kind of funny. We are almost at 105. Right? Don't try to use the milk from Jersey cows to make mozzarella cheese. or a lot of cheeses in general, their milk is very high in fat, and I guess I'm forming cheese already here. I guess it makes it not ideal for cheese making. I'm going to turn this off because I think we're at the right temperature.
Yeah.
And the last plate of cheeses that Carrie passed around,
Yep.
the one that appeared to me anyway to have mold in the cheese.
Yeah, the blue cheese.
It's like
Yeah.
a blue cheese?
Yep.
What, does it have a special name?
It's just West Blue is what they call it. So it's just a blue cheese, gorgonzola.
Okay.
Nothing fun.
I thought it was a very mild flavor.
Yeah.
Cheese of that type.
I thought it was strong.
Yeah. It's funny how everybody picks up on things differently. All right, so I have taken this off the heat. We're gonna stir it for 2 to 5 minutes. I usually do it for about 3. The longer you stir it at this point, the more firm the cheese will be. I like the mozzarella on the softer side. It's already, it's melty and stretching on its own already, but you can see the curds sticking together. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna give it. Sure. Give me 30 seconds. Okay. I think. We're getting into the scary part where we really find out whether or not I screwed things up. I'm a little nervous. I kind of don't want to stop stirring it. Like, yes, let's make firmer cheese, please. All right. So of all of my mistakes, of all the ones that I didn't get right, I will say I still ate the cheese. It was still delicious, even if it wasn't what I expected. So, there weren't any real disasters. Okay, so now we're going to strain our curds here. So we throw them into our little thing.
Water yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Getting there. And so while I'm doing this, I'll tell you what Carrie's doing. So for our drink today, we have a white grape spritzer. It is frozen grapes in white grape juice and sparkling water. We've had it before next door, not here. It was really good and it was very refreshing. I'm not going to be able to get all of it out with this thing. Let's see. I'm going to try to get some more of the whey out. You can see it kind of all coming together here. My understanding is whey is healthy. You can add it to like shakes and cereal. You can also use the whey to actually make cottage cheese intentionally. Let's see. I feel like I probably still have a few more little curds floating around at the bottom, but I don't know that it's worth pushing myself here. Let's see. We'll give it one more little. Yep. Okay. We'll call it good. All right, I'm gonna put my gloves on before I start this next part. This is fun. So we've transferred this. I need to get some of the whey out of here, and then we're gonna be sticking it in the microwave to melt it and get some more of the whey out. But as soon as I do that, I will be working with completely melted cheese, which is very hot. I don't feel like making really weird faces in front of you guys. I don't want to burn my fingers. So I'm at least putting on a couple of pairs of gloves. It does help. You can use, there are heat resistant gloves that you can get. It's the same kind that they use if you want to do like sugar stretching. But I just need a little bit of protection here.
Thank you.
The first time I did the cheese, I did not put on gloves first. My hands were very red. All right, so we're gonna squeeze some more of it out. And the more whey we get out of the cheese, the firmer it'll be. I'm gonna pour that back in here. Oh. Yeah, it should be, theoretically, it's a pound of cheese that a gallon of milk makes. Theoretically. It depends on a lot of things, like how much stuff like held in the curds. Okay, so we're gonna put this into a microwave safe bowl. Just throw that on there somewhere. It shouldn't be too hot. Get that out of my way. So we're doing this for 35 seconds. I don't know anyone. Oh, we gotta plug it in very soon.
Would be nice.
Yeah, it was all going so well, and I knew there was something I wouldn't do.
Because we're gonna pick up the boys.
Yeah, all right, so let's try this again. Is there a time clock? There we go. Honestly, at home, I was just hitting the start button to do 30-second intervals. I wasn't really concerned about being too accurate with that. Okay. I have cheese salt here. So cheese salt is different from regular salt in that it doesn't have iodine in it or anything that keeps it from caking. So regular salt has an anti-caking agent in it and added iodine. And because of that, you can't use it with cheese. So I don't know if you guys had really seen before, but it had looked like everything was out of there. But more, yeah. Well, oh my goodness! Oh Lordy! I'm losing. I'm losing the battle here. I guess I could have stirred it a little bit longer. You can use a spoon to do this. To start with until it's cool enough to handle. I guess I have a thing for torturing myself, but I will say right now it isn't that bad. So we're going to do that. And then I'm going to throw a teaspoon of cheese salt on here now. Okay. I had to make sure I wasn't using my tablespoon. So we're going to throw that in now, and then we just knead a little bit. Okay. Have little bits of other cheese here everywhere. So we're just going to knead that a tiny bit, and then I'll throw it back in the microwave. But you can see we're getting there.
Yeah.
We're getting there. And Carrie, if you want, go get that bowl of ice water for me now.
How much ice per water?
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, you could do half and half. It would be
Okay.
fine. So, I don't think I want to do it for another 35 seconds, but I guess we're doing this. Oh, this is exciting. I'm so happy it is coming together. At the very least, I mean, it might be soft, but it'll be good. I've been using the mozzarella on pizza. I make my own pizza dough too, and my own sauce. I've been using the mozzarella on it, and it is so good. It melts so nicely. It tastes better than when I get it in the store. It's a little more work. I think it's worth it. All right, we're stopping it there. The cheese is starting to bubble, and it's making me nervous. Yeah. No. Okay, I guess this has to be. It is steaming. Whew. Too hot. I'm glad I stopped it 5 seconds early. I mean, that made so much of a difference.
And where would you?
I'm trying to close that.
Anywhere on the
You
table?
can stick it up on the microwave. I'm not using the microwave again. Okay. All right. I'm gonna see if I can squeeze out any more whey. I think that'll do. All right. So if you guys have ever kneaded bread dough before, we're kind of giving it a little knead right now to make sure I got enough of the whey out. And then the last part is the fun part. So we're just gonna stretch and pull. You want it to be like taffy. We only do this until it gets all shiny and smooth. So it's actually almost there now. See if you guys can see it in the light. We have a nice little reflection there. The more you work it, the firmer the cheese gets. If you put it in the microwave one too many times, it starts getting very firm. So yeah, we just stretch. I'm just about where I want it to be.
That's cool.
Right? Like, it's pretty neat. When you're stretching it too, if you don't get that shininess right away and it starts to cool off too much and you can't stretch it, you just throw it back in a bowl, throw it in a microwave just long enough to heat, to melt it down a little bit, and then you start stretching again. Yeah, so I'm gonna stop there. I think that looks good enough.
Yeah,
So then we just dunk it in ice water. We're gonna let it slowly dunk it into ice water. We'll just give it a few minutes. That'll help it hold its shape and cool down the inside a little bit because it is still melted inside.
And that's essentially like fresh mozzarella
Yep.
that you would buy?
Yeah, so I was telling Danielle earlier, this is not the authentic way to make mozzarella cheese. The authentic way requires letting the milk and some kind of live culture like kefir milk sit for 12 to 24 hours, and then you put it on a stove on low heat for another 12 hours, and you only have to touch it every 2 hours. So that'd be a long process for us to do here.
That would be a long presentation.
Very long presentation. Or I would have to have like 6 or 5 pots of it at different stages ready to go for you. So yeah. Also, traditional mozzarella is made with water buffalo milk. I don't know where to find water buffalo around here, and I wouldn't want to milk one if I did. Right? So yeah. So traditionally, the traditional way, it does take at least 24 hours minimum to make the cheese. Like I said, this was supposed to be a 30-minute mozzarella. I started heating heating up the milk about 5 minutes before, like 5 of 3, and it's now 3:48. So,
Amazing.
yeah. So it didn't take 30 minutes, but this is the fastest it's actually gone. Let's see. We're still very soft. Okay. It's only been 2 minutes. I'm impatient. All right. So while we're waiting, I'm just gonna kind of unplug things. So was there any cheese that you guys liked more than any of the others? Was there any in particular? The first one, the cashew?
Yeah.
Right on, thank you.
One soft one that
Thank you.
it's like cheddar cheese.
That was probably the humble.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, the very firm one? Was it the hardest one there? That's let's see, the hardest one's the Suffolk Punch, and then the humble was, yeah, I think it's the humble that's like cheddar cheese. Yeah. Humble is one of their most popular. West is the most popular one that they have. I actually picked up the cheeses back in April once I realized that they don't produce cheese during the winter. I was concerned that they would run out, and they did. I managed to get some of the last bits of it. Thank goodness. Thank goodness for planning ahead.
Yep.
All right, let's see, 350. Okay, well, I mean, it's soft. It's not the firmest mozzarella in the world, but we can do this. Let's see. So this is, maybe I should, now that I've cut it in half. It looks really nice on the inside, but it is still a little too soft.
I'm gonna go grab.
I just wanted to say that I mentioned the
blue cheese, yeah.
blue cheese before. I'm kind of a fan of blue cheese, but I thought that was one of the mildest
Yeah,
blue
it's.
cheeses I've ever.
I haven't tried that one yet. Yeah, it may be closer to Gorgonzola. I feel like Gorgonzola usually isn't as sharp either, and that may be why.
This blue cheese was pretty good. Usually
Yeah.
I don't like blue cheese.
No? Yeah, I think fresh cheese makes a difference too, and maybe that's it. This cheese hasn't been aged that long. This is from last season, so it hasn't been through a super long aging process, and maybe that's part of it. Maybe it's because they use such fresh ingredients. I don't know. I haven't tried it. I will try it. I just don't want to be touching it and putting my hands near my mouth while we're doing this. It's been in my work refrigerator for, a month and a half now, 2 months, and it's been killing me. every time I open it, I see it, I'm like, oh man. Oh.
I brought little cups out for the mozzarella.
Oh,
instead of
perfect.
Plates.
All right,
'Cause I didn't
very
have enough
good.
plates for everything.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool. All right. Well, we're gonna do this. It's getting there. I know that the cheese is right because it's at least firm around here. It's just the inside hasn't firmed up yet. As long as you guys don't mind, I don't mind. I mean, it's sliceable. So.
If it was soft on the inside, is that like a burrata?
I don't know. This just hasn't firmed up yet because it's still warm. But yeah, I think so. I think you're
I
right.
think it's one step away from.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'll just set these here and we can toss them in and I'll
This
pass them out.
this is very soft. Just so you guys know. It's still a little warm. So yeah, so we have about a pound of cheese here. Record times.
Oh, wow. That's awesome, Aim.
Yeah, nice.
Are you
Someone,
having cheese?
one more.
Amy,
What?
when are you having cheese next? Pizza.
Pizza tonight. I usually do it on Tuesday or Wednesday nights. Hadn't even thought about the fact that I was making cheese here, and I could probably just use this cheese. Win-win. I was just using up the rest of my of my mistakes. So my mistakes also don't melt as well. I will say that. So yeah, thank you guys for coming and watching and bye.
Thank you. Thank you.